know. I'm just a human being, just being.
Just being.
Just being.
I feel you. Just being.
Just being.
I'm just being.
I'm just being, bro.
You know. Just being. So today is the day that the Lord has made.
Yes.
Praise God.
Yep. All up.
Shout out Allah.
Whatever you're into. Praise be.
Yes.
Praise self. Praise
Settle
whatever.
down.
All of the above. Fill in all the boxes. Whoever treats you right. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So I'm going to start with, for both of you, I'm going to have to kind of maneuver.
I'm with it.
But for both of you, either one of y'all can answer this first. But do you know yourself? And when did you know that you knew yourself?
I'm going to pass it on to this man first.
Damn, it's like that. No, I'm just kidding.
God damn.
Well, I'm gonna say yes. I know myself. But as far as like when I knew that I knew myself, I feel like it's kind of just like there's not like a moment in time where I feel like I kind of was just like, oh damn, now I know myself. But you know, I feel like I'm still getting to know myself better and better every day. But I don't think like I know myself in the sense of like I don't think I've reached like peak self-awareness, you know, or peak like, you know, I guess I'm still in the getting to know you stages of knowing myself. Like when you think about like relationships with other people, like the honeymoon phase. I think I'm actually in the honeymoon phase right now. And
Lucky.
I guess that comes a lot with I guess I can tie that to not certain events like but just things that I've been thinking lately and like the way my personal journey has been, especially creatively. I'm currently in a space where I'm trying to find myself again creatively, because when I first moved here to Los Angeles from Houston, I kind of went crazy trying to, you know, spread myself like as many different directions as I could. Cause, you know, it's the city of dreams and you get lost in like you know, this is not like, oh, like LA bashing. Like I'm just saying like there is, yeah, you know, yeah,
It's a different
you
world.
know.
It is a different world, yeah.
And then even like, and I don't mean to interrupt your story, but like,
Please.
I come from Georgia, you know.
That's
so
true,
like
yeah.
our perspective of LA, it's like, all right, this is where you go. Like this,
Yeah.
we hold so much weight, and you know, so when you get out here, it's like, all right, this is I gotta do this, I gotta do it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's easy to fall into that. I get that.
So I feel like I'm in a space, thank you. I'm in a space where I went one extreme, which was trying to get out there and I guess as they say, put yourself out there like as hard as I could, you know, to where now I'm in a space where I'm trying to go like the hard, like other direction so that I can dial back and figure out like what works for me, what doesn't work for me. Just, you know, so take it back to your question. Do I know myself? Yeah, I know myself, but I think I'm changing every day, and I'm like figuring it out. So that's where I'm at right now with myself.
I feel like for me, I mean, as like a black queer woman,
A blear woman.
a blear woman, I think
You see through?
I had to what?
There's
Am
a
I
joke.
see through? That's right. You ass. No, I think I just kind of had a quick understanding of who I can be, not necessarily who I am, in that like I wasn't like 10 being like I know who I am, but it was like an evolution of self, constantly progressing, trying to like almost one up myself. Like what else can I do? What else can I create? Like how else can I evolve? You know, like a Pokemon or something. You know, like just trying to like reach that next evolution. But that comes with trial and error. That's ups and downs. You know what I mean? It's never like a solidified, because as human beings we're constantly growing, we're ever changing and like becoming, you know, whatever it is that we strive to be. So I vibe with you on that, because it's like coming from a whole different location. Like I come from up in the Bay Area, but we still think LA like, damn, you gotta go to LA, you want to make it, man. Like, you know, you can only do so much out here.
I ain't know that y'all looked at
and
it
that's
like
only
that
up
too.
the coast. So it's like I feel that energy. It's like, yeah, you gotta get out of your hometown, or like go somewhere else, or explore, or just like untap from like where you know you have your roots, where you're settled. So do I know myself? I don't know. Yes and no, because I don't know what the future holds. But as from what my past has brought into present, like I feel very confident and comfortable with like who I am, I think.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I and like for me, the like when you kind of mentioned that you're in the honeymoon phase, I feel like you should strive to always be in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
You know, like because you can understand yourself to a certain extent, but like you are always growing. Your opinions and beliefs and everything could change and all that. But like that base level of understanding is kind of what I meant. And you addressed that. But for me, honestly, I would say that I wasn't even close to knowing myself like for half of my life until like probably the last like 3-4 years. And like you've watched me like morph it into understanding myself.
True.
You know, like and
it always came out in the music though. Like,
yeah,
sure.
and high key and I don't know how close people be paying attention, but like I've been like verbally addressing like my personal growth and like what I think of myself, where I think I am, and all this shit. I wrote a book called Tunneling, which is about similar things, just about like understanding yourself and things like that, like mapping like your way into different like mental processes and stuff like that. But yeah, you should always be in that honeymoon phase. I feel that was a good analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been out a couple years. Yeah, me and JQ got a band called Tequila Mockingbird.
Oh yeah.
And we had this song. It's like a little interlude talking about how the shrooms are kicking in, and we're just harmonizing about that shit. But we was really fried though. Like
Hey.
it wasn't a lie. Like we was really on the mind. Like, 'cause they're kicking in. Like it was a whole vibe.
Sizzle. I feel that. What do you feel?
Sure.
What do you feel like is your safe space if you have one? And that could be like in your mind. That could be an actual place. And like, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to have a safe space for you? And is it necessary? Do you think that it's necessary?
That's a lot of questions.
There's one question. It's like multiple angles of the same question, but
True,
you
like
know,
all different.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think my safe space is when I'm in, like, either just listening to new music or just listening to music in general. It doesn't have to be new. Just, like, that element of sound, and it can take you to a place that you thought you forgot, like, nuances and different things. But also about, like, photography. Photography will always be that place for me. Just capturing those moments, especially film photography, like, everybody and their mom has like a DSLR camera shooting like a billion pictures a second, but I only have like 36 frames to like really take a picture that you're gonna remember.
Right.
And it's like to process it and like, you know, do all the development and scan it. Like it's very hands on. Like I feel like that's my happy place.
That's hard. I don't know nothing about taking like real
Honestly, I don't really know either. Like it's just a moment. Like it's honestly just like when you
I
find
like
like
that.
a hook that you like and you're like, oh shit, like that's it though. Like that kind of works. Like it's just like that. If I see something I like, I'm gonna take a picture of it.
Right.
You know, it doesn't have to be like a photo shoot or like a show or anything. It could just be like in my living room, which is like honestly, if I was to do a book, half of it would be like in my house.
That's
Because there's so much shit that's happening.
right.
In my living
Very
room.
very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's a lot.
I'm always taking pictures of random stuff.
That's one thing about photography that I've always appreciated. It's just like you're capturing a moment, and like there's a lot of skill in being able to capture like
Moment.
human display of like emotion.
Yeah.
Like there's real beauty in that, and it's like also from the other like side of that as a musician.
Yeah.
At least from my perspective, you're still capturing moments.
Yeah.
So then like when you're able to operate in both worlds, that's just like
So I can write a song about a picture I took. And it just,
exactly.
Like, still does the same thing. So it's like.
exactly.
It's kinda
And knowing how to portray that emotion through lyric and through
Visual aid.
through a visual, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. That's a really beautiful. Photography is just a beautiful art in
Yeah.
general.
It is. I never thought about, like, until just now, how much, because music is like time oriented. It's like sound organized in time. But I never thought about how photography is low key like, it's a time thing also.
Yeah.
Because you're capturing just a frame.
A sliver
Yeah.
of like a moment. Yeah.
In time. And I like that you said, because you were like, oh, I don't know shit about like taking pictures or whatever, like, and then you were like, yeah, I don't really either. And it's true. What do we really know about anything? I don't really know shit about music. Like, I do, but like, only based off of what I've been told and taught, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's
and the
like,
vibe you feel, you know, like, or whatever
Yeah.
you're trying to present to like the public. Yeah.
and the education around it changes over the years anyway.
But then
Like, when it comes to art.
right. But then even with music, and this is kind of like a side tangent, but like there's you can't teach creativity. You know, like even though like we
There's
may
photography classes or art
yeah,
classes,
like we may not know exactly like, all right, here's how here are the skills to do this, or here's the book, you do this way. We've figured out how to get to the same points through just you know, like whatever, and there's like, that's amazing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
kind of music that you make, hearing that makes no sense. But then like as a producer, I don't understand how I make half the stuff that I make. Just press buttons.
Exactly.
You know, and then but you know through like some magic way or whatever, you know, it's like, this works, this sounds good, move on, this matches, these tones are good. You know, like there's a lot, you know, like people don't get enough respect for that. It takes so much to do that, and we don't even think about it.
It's like a second thought, honestly, to be like, let me mix this or put this on there and then bounce it down and like play it. Be like, okay, cool.
Right, and you
It's
got all
like-
these beats that like every time I hear a beat that you've made, I still can't process. I can't see you making a beat. I don't even see that
I'm
happening.
very secretive about that. Like, I don't really, honestly, like, just like, I work with a bunch of different people musically, like, very close hand all the time, and they're like, wait, you made this, though, right? And I was like, yeah. Like, or like,
Yeah, I
what?
can-
Like, really? Like, you know, because I'm pulling out stuff from the woodwork all the time. Like, I just find inspiration in the most random situations. I feel like my brain works double time just because I am working on photo. I'm working on fashion. I'm working on, you know, music and mixing. It's still DJs. You know, so it's like all these different avenues. So if I find something that works, like, I like to call it Frankensteining, where I just like, it's like a chop and screw essentially. I'll just find something I like, mix it, or like layer it or whatever, and like then you'll be listening to it like, How,
Yeah.
you made this?
Yeah,
You
nah.
know, like.
Both of
I'm
y'all.
an enigma, man.
Hey, that's cool when you can't pinpoint, you can't place this person
Yeah.
where
Keep surprising
where
me.
you want. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
No, for sure.
Yeah, both of y'all make like really great art in general, but like specifically music. But yeah, art in general.
Thank you, bro. You too.
No, seriously.
You
Yeah.
too.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I definitely like.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, no. To answer the safe space thing,
Yeah.
it's when I'm making music in general, like I'm trying to think if that's when I'm writing and recording too, or if it's mainly like when I'm producing.
Yeah.
But I feel like just when I get a chance to like be creative musically, that's like my safe space. That's like my, like I've thought about making t-shirts before that say I'd rather be making a beat right now,
That's right.
because that's
That sums
that's
it up.
usually how I feel.
Right.
That's like unapologetically you. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
and even if I'm just like kicking it with somebody, like if they're musical or even if they're not musical, like if we're by like tools to make music, I always gravitate to where I'm always like, eventually like, you want to make a song or you want to
Yeah.
fuck with some shit, it always happens.
Mhm.
I would say that's my safe space. It's like
Oh, yeah.
music, creating, like specifically like listen to it too, but it's just something about like I don't even know, like it just feels good like to make sounds.
Yeah.
I
For me.
definitely get you on that. Like, I honestly don't even listen to music that much. You know, it's
Really?
just like making music is there's so much emotion and like I don't know if it's fully my safe space, but it's definitely one of those places where it's like, all right, I enjoy being in this space and I'm happy.
Yes.
You know, it's like I can explore and I'm happy. I don't do it enough anymore. I definitely used to be in the like I would rather be making a beat right now.
Yeah.
But like time evolves and stuff like that. I've made a lot of music.
And your safe space can change. You know?
Exactly. But it's
Yeah.
always one of those spaces. So I definitely get you on that.
Yeah.
That's right.
I would say like creating in general is great safe space for all of us.
Mhm.
Just for me, like music does it for me. That's the one, you know.
The
I like
one.
doing all this shit, but like I don't know. It's just, yeah.
So speak.
The way that photography is for you, you
Yeah.
know. Music just
It's just
gets me.
Expressionism, you know what I mean? Just being able to be like, cool, I'm just gonna dabble in this and see if it works.
Right.
It's like that. I don't know, like
I feel
whatever
that.
happens in your brain type shit. That's just like, oh, like it's not like a task or a chore. It's just something you just, it's like naturally
Right,
wanting to
you
do.
just
Yeah.
do it.
Hmm. And I like being able to express without talking, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Talking's
I could
boring
get a
sometimes.
thought out like with like a melody or,
Yeah.
or like an emotion.
Some stuff can't really be explained through
Through words. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm Some stuff like will definitely make more sense as a melody, and then you could like as a producer, there's definitely these moments where like, this is kind of like cheesy. Well, maybe it's not. Well, fuck it. It's not cheesy. Fuck that I even said that. Forget that.
Right,
Because
yeah.
these two people are really tight, creative people. So there's this video of like Kanye and Pharrell sitting down at like this fashion show.
Right.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. I know exactly.
Yeah.
There's that
Yeah.
moment where they're both like finding different things in the beat, and it's like,
Right. I thought that
it's
was
like
cool too.
you get it.
Yes.
It's like because music isn't just something to listen to. There's just like Yeah, there's I feel you, like, but like about music, and since you both make music, is there a reason that okay, not that, I'm not gonna word it like that. Are you playing a character, and did you choose the name that you are, like, to fit that character? Like, does it, are they the same?
I I have so many aliases, so that's kind of
I done
hard.
tried to make a few aliases. I done switched a few times.
I have so many, just even with like visual art and like with music, but with music specifically, like there's Queen Latifah and there's Tara Byars. So like Queen Latifah definitely is like, more on the like hard side, ego hungry, kind of just like hard rap aesthetic. Like think about like DMX mixed with like Debrat, but also like the soul of D'Angelo. I don't know, like something that's just like random, like, because I'll think of the verses I put on Future Wave stuff and it's completely different.
So you gotta,
from like Tequila Mockingbird stuff.
You gotta break down what's Future Wave.
Future Wave is just like a art music collective with like a bunch of amazing talented artists from like Spencer Bonds, T Duchess, Lord Mage, like honestly, there's so many people on like True the Future. There's so many people that are just like contributing to this like little collective of art. It's like all about expressionism. It's just like you like music, you want to put music out, do it. That's what Future Wave is, and it's like a movement at this point.
Shout out Future
people
Wave.
really like that shit. But yeah, Queen Latifah on Future Wave is more of like outspoken, loud, aggressive hip hop, rap, experimental. Cause I'll talk about, Ken Kesey, and then I'll talk about trapping in the bando.
The bando.
So many different things going on at the same time. But then I like Tara Byars, who like is me. They're both me, but it's more of like I guess it's weird to say, but it's like in real time. It's like who I am now, like in this moment, and you can hear the difference between Tequila Mockingbird and like a Future Wave mixtape, or Women of the Wave and like a Queen Latifah EP. There's just so many different sounds and nuances, and just even the way I write songs or anything. And like, yeah, I did come up with that name when I was like very young, and I didn't think it was gonna stick.
It stuck.
Yeah, but it stuck. It definitely did. People know Queen Latifah. They're just like, okay, yeah, that's you, right? Yeah, okay, I guess. But I have to put that, like when I do shows with Future Wave, I have to put that persona on. I can't put Tara Byars' face on and be like, hey, like, what's up? Like, we take your picture and like hang out. It's like, no, I gotta be like Queen Latifah with braids on.
It's like the alter ego.
Yeah, like I guess it's like a Gemini thing. Like I don't know. I'm maybe playing both sides out, like the duality, but it's just fun. Like I do the same thing with like Instagram. I'll have like my professional page, and then I'll have my little
you got
artistic
your
page where I can just throw some shit up that I wouldn't really be able to do on my professional side, like, and then that's becoming a whole alter ego, like, because of my brain.
The internet has the internet has a way of turning things into, and your internet persona has kind of become as valuable as your normal persona, if not more valuable.
It's weird that it can play out that way, like outside of music. With music, everybody's got like the different, style of themselves, and it's easy to be like play that different part with sonic sound, but I didn't think I could do that with photography at all. And now people are like, oh yeah, that's what Fonz Jody joined. I'm like, that's me.
Wait, who's Fonz?
Who's Fonz Jody?
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
But I have like a whole other account that like I put all this random shit on, and like I have this little brand I'm trying to like work with called Mindful Fuckery. It is my own brand, but like I'm just trying to make it like a thing, sort of.
I was wondering what that was. And
it's just like collage art and real like street art, and just like it's just art mainly. Fonz Jody is just like artistic expressionism in a really
Art.
fun, weird way. Like, I don't know. I made it at one of his music videos, like, for Femme, and I was like, I'm gonna make a Finsta account and call it Fonz Jody.
You did start that. You did.
It was like a Scrabble
okay.
table, and I just put like
You did
Fonz
start
Jody,
that,
and I was like,
yeah.
that sounds tight. Like, that's a cool name. I've never heard that before. Like, I'm just gonna roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started posting like just things in real time, like really cool stuff, and people hopped on that shit, like caught on like wildfire.
Right.
I didn't really think it was going to,
Yeah.
but yeah. So yeah, Queen Latifah, Terry Byars, Fonz Jody,
All that.
all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So where did Bobby Earth come from? And who is Bobby Earth?
Who is Bobby Earth?
Bobby Earth also is like a name I came up with like a really long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
much younger.
Yeah.
But it stuck.
Yeah. It's a cool name.
I feel like appreciate
I've
it.
always been envious of your name.
I was not gonna say
How the
nothing.
fuck did
but
you
I'm
think of
like,
that?
that's a tight name.
It's
Like,
like what?
that's
Thank
bold.
you,
You're like,
yeah.
I'm him and the earth.
Yeah, like,
that's
that's
tight.
tight.
Crazy. Like, I know. I feel so lucky that I came up with a name that like could work. Like,
Is it
even
cheesy?
though I'm not, it still works when I'm not 16 type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
I
still
feel that.
tight. Appreciate that. Hey, that makes me feel good.
You chose a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was the question? Where did Bobby Earth come from? What was the general question?
So
was like about the
gen-
name.
So it's like, are you playing a character?
Am I playing a character? It used to be, yeah, kind of.
That was my same answer.
Because when I first started making music, it's like I was trying to do like who I wanted to be,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Who your influences? Yeah.
My influences, but even just like the whole persona, like that, you know, like Bobby Earth is supposed to be like this cool guy. He's smooth, you know, and he fucking like says cool shit. Like it was a character in that sense, because it was like me writing in that voice.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I have somehow, I feel like at a certain point, like I become not that character, but like I feel like 9 times out of 10 I feel like I'm Bobby Earth, like on a day-to-day, like just between moments, like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, not that I'm not Bobby Earth, but like I'm just feeling like a human, having
I feel
a
that.
human experience.
Yeah.
I guess like if I was going to get like a tea or some shit, or I'm not just thinking like, oh, I'm Bobby Earth, but like I think I sometimes try not to, like, I go in and out of wanting to be defined, like, specifically by what it is that I do. And I think especially because we see on social media, it's so trendy right now to be like, oh, you know, or not even just social media, but a lot of people like to talk about how, like, people always ask, like, you know, what do you do first thing? And, like, we
Immediately.
put you in boxes and define you by what it is that you do. But like more and more every day I'm starting to realize that is what defines me. You know, for me, like I'm an artist, I'm a musician. I feel like that's my purpose.
Right.
So it's less a character now, and I'm just walking in my purpose. You know?
I like that.
Like, does that make sense? So it started off as like a character, but now I'm like, nah, I'm actually him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm him, you know, like,
Evolved, yeah. That's
yeah. Plus, I always introduce myself as Bobby now, because my real first name is Robert. So before I called myself Bobby Earth, like people who met me like then, I guess maybe if I was like elementary, middle school type shit, like they know me as Robert, but like I'll tell anybody that my name is Bobby now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like I gave myself the name, but now I feel like it really is my name.
That's tight.
You should change it like on your license.
Round of applause.
Fully be like, you know what, this is who I am. Like.
Yeah,
And
honestly.
not even the word Earth. It's just like the emoji.
Oh, that would be crazy. Has somebody done an emoji on the license yet?
That's what I'm saying. Like that would be hard.
Can you do that now?
Hey,
probably.
They let you. You can do non-binary on your license now. Cause mine's non-binary.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
So, hey, somebody gotta try the emoji.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Somebody gotta try the emoji.
As long as it like even if your signature is like Bobby and then you draw like a little Earth on there, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, pretty much anybody can use emojis now too.
Yeah. Are they in a dictionary yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Emojis,
No way.
Yeah,
the word emoji.
Yeah.
But like the actual emojis.
Like actual like college
like
courses
if they were
on,
like
on
eggplant and then
emojis?
show like emoji and then talked about what it was.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool. They have a website like that. They have a website.
That's wild.
It's probably like the emoji dictionary.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, they have that.
If it don't exist, it exists now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, especially if you're watching this in the future.
Yeah.
Which is crazy too, because like anybody who's watching this, they are in the future right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's immortalized, like with all forms of media. Well, at least until like data corrupts, of course. But
True.
like
That's true.
temporarily immortalized. It's
Right.
It'll
It's immortalized until a meteor comes or something destroys the internet.
Yeah, so just don't fuck stuff up, and it's there forever.
Yeah.
You know.
Right, because what is immortalized? Like
exactly.
Whatever the
even fossil.
Smithsonian is like.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Immortalized within our lifetime.
Right. Well, true.
Well, outside of our lifetime too. I guess it's just assuming that like some shit doesn't come.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm gonna just look
like
on
the
the bright
internet.
side.
That's
Ain't nothing
true.
gonna fuck
That's
up.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I feel like the internet will probably outlive humans.
Probably. But the internet's not even that old. Like,
It's not.
That's been
It's still a
public
little
for
baby.
people. Like the internet's been around for a long time, but we weren't able to like access it. You know what I mean?
like the way we use the internet. If you think about it, like the way we use the internet just barely shifted, and then on top of that, what we call the internet is just like 4 websites.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, like
search engines.
Everything is just, we're in these bubbles all the time. We just hopped from a little bit more open bubble. Now it's a ran by corporation bubble. What's the next bubble? We just gonna
like
pop into
internet.
You know.
Wait, lobbyists. What is
Pop into
lobbyists?
the
Like
metaverse
how
bubble.
like in the government it should just be like this person's running for government and there's nobody like they're backing them. But it's usually like big pharma or like like Tyson or whatever industries is running like healthcare, and then you have like that's
watch where the money go.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
If you want to see what's gonna happen with the country and with the government, watch where the money goes. Watch where the money's coming from. And that'll answer everything.
Right. So it's like it's basically like when people are like they're funding politicians and shit, different like, companies.
Now it's like we don't even care about the internet. It's like Wi-Fi. We're like, okay, well, Facebook bought Instagram and then all this stuff. So it's like we're just going towards like that type of demographics. Like companies pretty much owning.
We're already there.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
We're just paying for bandwidth, but we're being fed a lot of things by other companies. Like
especially with music, because like nobody really buys music or owns music anymore. Mm-hmm. We're just we're paying a company. Yeah. You know, you're paying like Spotify to be able to like listen to the music that you want to listen to.
And then they give us like fractions of fractions of fractions of fractions of fractions.
That's why you gotta use Apple Music or just create your own like music stream or something.
From a consumer's perspective though,
it's
like
so
I gotta say I fuck
consumer.
with Spotify. I really
fuck
with Spotify.
0.0001%.
We just gotta make more.
So there has to be a middle ground, right?
Yeah.
And this is where and this is kind of a topic for another episode, but like this is where like blockchain technology and all this stuff comes into play, because then you can introduce the concept of people getting paid to listen.
Yeah.
And then you know, like you can pay as you listen and control where that money goes. Right now it's just all going to one place.
One or two
and then,
or three companies.
You know, because
Right.
like there's two futures we could go into, right? There's the future where everything becomes a subscription, and then individual artists, instead of releasing music, no, just go to my Patreon, you get access to all of my music forever. But or you know, figure out ways to do that. We'll see if that turns into that, or there's the alternate reality where, you know, whatever the next system is, whatever the next popular thing is, right?
It's coming because like Instagram's outdated, bro. Like
Instagram's
we're like
outdated.
in archaic times with this IG. Like
Right.
we gotta evolve. We need something else. It's like we went from Tumblr to Instagram.
Well, now,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
now TikTok is more valuable
that's
than
true.
all of these things combined.
Right.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't. Yeah.
But that perspective is from me coming from MySpace and stuff like that, and seeing all this change. For someone who is younger than me or comes from something past that, it's like, oh, TikTok is tight.
Yeah.
You know, and I see the, you know, I'm seeing the, you know, I'm accepting it to a certain extent. I'm just hoping that they add more, where you could do more creative things with it.
Right, with like Reels and TikTok and all that.
It's interesting, but it's still really limiting to me.
Yeah.
And you know, for like the appeal of wanting to make content somewhere, it's just like I would want it to do more. And it's getting to that, you know, popularity level where it seems like that would happen. So we'll see what happens. We got way.
It's actually kind of cool when you find people who like aren't on social media. You're like, whoa.
Like, how you do
right.
that?
Really?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And they're successful. Like they're not on social media and they're successful. You're like, well, how? Like, how are you doing this? Like,
you
know,
gotta
especially when it's like
not
music or like some type of like has to be, you know, like interactive type.
I feel like you got to be out of that creative bubble to be that kind of person.
Well, something you said prompted a question in my mind. I don't want to let it go. Okay, so we basically run by these corporations or like these companies like Spotify, Apple Music, and so we're forced as artists to like release in that format for, you know, accessibility's sake.
Yeah.
But do you guys use Apple Music, use Spotify?
Mm-hmm.
How often, like if an artist or put out something that you liked that you wanted to listen to, like, or okay, my question is, how often do you break away from that to listen to something that's not on there?
All the time. Oh wait, not on the platform?
The main platform where you listen to music, like
if
sometimes it's easier to just like stay within that platform, you know?
That's
honestly
why-
just stay in the platform, high key.
I miss like the SoundCloud era. I don't know if you like. I mean, you were kind of a part of it. Like there was a time where it was like didn't matter if you had Spotify or Apple Music. There was like better music coming out on SoundCloud.
Because people used to seek music.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like from like 2000, like you know, I don't even know, like 11 or 12 to like 2016 on SoundCloud, you'd find these rare gems of music that you wouldn't find on like, you know, Apple Music or Spotify because it was like underground, little demo tapes or just little, you know, like snippets they're trying to put out, you know, and they're not trying to make it like publicized or like didn't have that knowledge back then of being like, oh, I can get paid to put my music out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you're right, there was more listeners, there was more people like tapped into these, and it was more of like a community. Like before Omar Apollo or like Kuko or any of these people got famous, they were on Spotify. I mean, on SoundCloud.
But
Yeah.
But
And
then
Yeah.
you go.
And then they got picked because then then SoundCloud kind of got changed. Like, it got snatched up. And, like, I remember when, what was it, like, Chance the Rapper had to, like, save SoundCloud? Like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, because there was too many artists that were coming up out of, like, the woodworks, and as for, like, A&Rs or anybody, like, they would just go on SoundCloud, like, we're gonna sign this person, and, like, it became such, like, a free-ranged, like, empire kind of. Like, it was like, I could just search for any new artist on this website or this app, and so, like, once it this bubble, it's like any type of bubble, it bursts, and then, you know, you get all these companies involved with it. That's like now when you go on SoundCloud, you're like, what is this?
There's a lot to say about the evolution of SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But Lynn, my perspective on that and like why people used to look for music in early SoundCloud days is because they came from the MySpace days.
I agree. Yeah.
Like the generations of how people interact with music changed.
Yeah.
All of those people that used to, like, you know, be on MySpace or on Tumblr and all this stuff, they're the A&Rs of a couple years ago. True. That was when they were finding people on SoundCloud and stuff. Now you got people that are A&Rs that are from a whole different time period.
Exactly. Yeah.
And things work very differently.
Yes.
And then even like you said, SoundCloud came with the SoundCloud Go shit and all this other stuff.
Yeah, the Pro and all that.
They tried to join the other people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're like paying for
sense.
the best, you know, SoundCloud.
Didn't make sense. And then like Bandcamp is a middle ground, but like I do stay in the bubble.
Bandcamp's
I stay in the
space.
bubble.
It's a safe. Bandcamp is a safe space. Like because you're essentially just selling music.
Yeah, Bandcamp's the last one left, and and
it's
it's only underground.
Yes.
Like it's literally just underground.
Like beat tapes, like and things. You can still find things from like 2009 on there that you're like, this is never gonna leave Bandcamp.
Yeah.
If I lose it, I can always go back to this link. Like that's what I'm saying. It's a safe space because it's like early. Like that type of generation, like you can look forward. It's still like SoundCloud era type stuff, but it's like it's if people, you know, some people love Bandcamp, some people really hate it.
I was really anti Bandcamp for a brief period of time.
That's the problem.
They got an app. It's just the web app though.
That's the thing. It's all
right. That's what I'm saying. Until they can design an app that's as good as Spotify or Apple
Get
Music.
It popping.
But you know,
because Bandcamp has so
there's a lot of great features.
Right.
We gonna stop talking about Bandcamp because I don't get no check from Bandcamp.
Oh, you're right.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Shout out to Bandcamp.
Right.
You're cool.
We don't get a check from Kanye either, but like, you know, have to mention the stem player because it's like, is that the way? I don't think that you should have to sell somebody a product for them to access the music, but I do feel like him not putting it on one of those things, that part is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's in a position of power. He can do that.
Of
like
course,
he's already on, you know.
Yeah.
But like, it's like
if you want to listen to it, someone's gotta like record it from the stem player so they can upload it to like YouTube.
But then the truth with this is, people didn't did that, and you could download the shit like right now.
Yeah.
But then on top of all that, I don't think it's gonna play out like this forever. I don't think it'll be on streaming services, but it's gonna for sure. You're gonna be able to buy the album.
Yeah.
Like give it a few months, or when it's done, you're gonna be able to buy the album on the website.
You think so? I think it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I think because the whole point is to keep you in the ecosystem and to not get you to go elsewhere, right? If you still could buy the album on the stem player site.
Yeah. Then people would do that. They didn't have to spend $200.
Exactly. And then if you want the option of breaking apart the album, you get the stem player. You can fiddle with the song.
Take people off of the song. You know, like you don't want Soulja Boy on the track. Take him off the track. Like,
that's true.
You know,
that's true.
So it's like customizing your album, which is kind of tight, but
nobody could get mad. Just put everybody on the song, and you can take out whoever.
Yeah, just let the beat, let the 808s just hit. That's it.
You know, so y'all know Bow Wow did something like that a really long time ago when he did the "Let Me Hold You" video. I think I had a DVD that had the video on it. That it must have came with the album,
Come on,
'Cause
Bow Wow, let me hold you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And there was
With the brain.
an option on there. There was like a feature on the DVD where you could press a button on the remote to pick which scene you wanted it to go to for which part of the song. And it's like low key, that's kind of like some STEM player shit, but in a video format. Like before.
Bow Wow been an innovator.
And that low key,
Bow Wow been
you
an
know,
innovator.
if somebody did that today, that, you know, and like presented it as like a new idea, that would be cool, you know, and like. Cause
especially with visual too, it's not just like the audio. Like you could chop it up that way. Like that would be kind of sick.
He been going ham with them do rags too. He been.
I saw that. Yeah.
I was surprised. He in there like suave'd up.
Hey, I fuck with that.
He's
like Snoop Dogg kind of. He's kind of just doing whatever pops in his head or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like
pops on his head.
There you go. Oh my God.
We got way off of what I had asked originally, but I'm gonna just like throw in my little piece on that because I was asking you about the name.
Right. Yeah.
Where that came from. With me, I kind of same as you. It started off as like a persona I created of like the ideal version of me, because I started I started making music because like I wanted to go to parties, but like I didn't like being at parties, so the only other solution is to be the one playing the music, you know, because I like the environment. And then I don't just want to stand there, I kind of want to rap, you know, so then I started thinking about all that, and then like that like shaped that persona. But then like throughout the years, and kind of what I was talking about before, like I slowly got to know myself. I've become that person, and like now I understand like how that person would behave going to the grocery store, how that person would be, you know, like you know, like I'm not, they're not separate anymore. You know, and there are times that I still introduce myself separately, but it's only based on like the level of like how well I know someone. You know, if I feel like someone's not really worth knowing like that side of me, then I'm not gonna introduce the, you know, because like the way that I see myself, there's Ritra and then there's Hal. I might introduce you to this person, but like I'm not gonna introduce you to this person if I don't think you're worth my time. You know. But yeah, it and my name has definitely shifted a bunch. Like starting off, like my name was like Donnell proper or some shit, because like my middle name is Donnell, and like I was like trying to like always dress up. It was stupid. It was dumb. And then,
I mean, that's cool. If that's who you were, that's what you wanted to be.
Had, like the Eleanor too, with whatever that. Like,
I was Pyramid Reacher then. That was after I changed my name.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
So you were on some like Farnsworth Bentley type swag.
I used to wear cardigans and button ups and all.
Oh, I had that phase too. Yeah, cardigans.
Like
get snazzy.
You might not have the umbrella, but you know you was.
I bought an
wanted an umbrella.
This man said,
"You bought one?
You had the Burberry umbrella?"
I bought his book. I bought Farnsworth Bentley's. He had a book called Advance Your Swagger, and I bought it.
Dude got bars.
There's a little part in the book where he mentions the umbrella and why he uses it, and then it resonated with me at the time, so I bought one too, and I was like, you know what? That's true. Because it can protect you from the sun, and you're always good if it does rain. You don't gotta like reach for one, you know.
Yeah.
There's always a reason. There's always a reason to have an umbrella.
Yeah, but it's low key an inconvenience to. I mean, depending on how you want to look at it.
Depending on how you look at it.
It was like to be like flexing. He's like, I have a Burberry like umbrella.
It Burberry.
You got one?
It Burberry.
Right.
You don't got this.
I love how he just kind of hopped on the scene. Like, he was like, yeah, I'm with Diddy. And then he would be like, with 3 stacks. Like, yeah, I'm with 3 stacks now. It's like where? Like, do you remember the cool
He had
outrageous lover of uniquely raw
Cool,
style?
cool outrageous lovers of uniquely raw style.
Yeah, like that was
He would have been
that was
crazy.
the hardest thing they ever did. It was only one track, but like that was the
Everybody.
hardest. Yeah.
And they shot a video for it and everything.
God, Kanye, 3 Stacks,
Sarah.
Farnsworth,
Sarah,
Sarah, exactly.
yeah.
You got Omos in there. Just
Shout out
Sarah.
Omos.
Yeah,
Omos
shout
looked
out Omos Keith. That man.
Omos looked
legend.
out for me and Matt like
Legend,
crazy
bro.
early on. Shout out Omos for real, for real.
Yes, I still.
He didn't have to work with us. Shout out.
I still
on the
listen to
real.
Finer Things like on a daily basis. Like that's one of the go-tos. I'll be like, if I'm having a bad day, I'll put on Finer Things by Jedi. Just speak to me, man. Like he's got it's his voice.
Oh, Omos is y'all did a joint with Omos?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like on the main feature like I cared about. Like early
Honestly,
on.
that's one. Yeah, when that tape,
I was like,
that's
oh shit,
perfect.
Omos.
That was legend. That was legend.
And then on my beat, like that's great because
Yeah.
like so the thing about the Jet Ages is like we made they were like compilations. All those albums were compilations of you know.
Matt and you,
Yeah, so it's like I would make some beats, he would make some beats, and then we put them together. But he would curate the album. I was just making beats, so it's like I didn't know Omos was gonna be on the song, and then Matt would add like this crazy part at the end and all that. Like he, just the you know that was why like he was in charge of all that. You know, I submit my beats.
But it
and
was so
stuff.
copacetic return. Like,
Yeah,
anytime
like
you,
it was tight.
Like, Jet Age, like the with the upper echelon and then the journey to the I still go back to that and be like, this. How does
That was a great time.
It's just like perfect because it's nostalgia now.
Great
for the
period
time
in
being
life.
present, listening to it, being like, there's nothing like this out right now.
Right.
You know, and it was just like it was a time. You
And
know?
that first album, niggas wasn't smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't smoking?
For like Orange Juice Simpson or something like that?
Yes, niggas wasn't smoking on that album.
What?
Matt didn't smoke either. On
It's like an
the fifth echelon though, that was when we started hanging out. We started hanging out with Ethereal and them, and like joints and shit, and we were like caught from Obi, and then it was just like we would just like get in the car and just listen to the fucking album. It was like this is so hard. We just drive around Atlanta and Matt Sion like playing Journey to the Fifth Echelon loud as shit, looking weird. Like on with the tank on E, cause like this nigga would never get gas, but like it was so tight, such a cool moment in life.
Yeah, early 2010s was like, I call it the golden era because there was like so much things going on. I feel like in everybody's life, especially if you were doing music or if you were tapped into that culture, it was just like it was the beginning of something different.
It was
And
different.
so just to be a part of it, or just to be like consumed in the music or the energy or the people, was just like, whoa, whoa, this is really happening. This you really only had like Wiz Khalifa and Currency and like that type of rap style. And then, you know, you had this off future phase, and then you had all these different artists popping out because of them. And
Wiz Khalifa and Currency definitely grew on me. I did not like that.
For a while, it was
Like when it was happening,
yeah.
everybody around me was like Currency'd out, Wiz Khalifa out. I'm like, bro, Currency always had bars. Like I always knew about him when he was on No Limit. Was he on No Limit or was it Cash Money?
I think it was.
It was Cash Money.
I think it was Cash Money.
Yeah. My bad, bro. I don't know you, but I'm calling you bro. In case I meet you later in life, you know what I'm saying. If not, you didn't release enough music, and I didn't resonate with your music enough that.
Are we talking about Currency?
Yeah.
Is it to Currency? Okay.
Yeah, but like I didn't really. He was one of them. He was one of them artists where it's just like I just know that you're tight. I don't have to listen to your music.
I feel that. Okay.
Like if I listen to it, I'm gonna like it, so I don't really care.
So it's like, cause you're just like, oh, whatever. Like I already know. Like,
Yeah, it's just like if at any point of my life, if I peer into your career playing any song, I know that I'm gonna like it, so I'm not really checking to listen to it immediately.
Okay. You're like back burner.
You know,
I feel it.
it's like I'm gonna get to it because I know I'm gonna like it.
Because you're only gonna like it, but you don't feel like you're probably gonna love it. Because I feel like, you know, when some shit resonates with you on that level, then you're seeking it out. But maybe his shit is just like, oh, this is cool. This not what.
It's
really
just the
like.
it's the beats. It's the beats.
I like that one song, Michael Knight.
That's
And I heard that when I was out at
I still don't get that reference.
It was that shit, and then everybody, like, when that part came on, everybody in the crowd did it, like, and I was like, what is this song?
What is this?
They're making this weird noise, like, everybody in the club knows this song. And then I played it a whole bunch after that. I was like, man, this is really cool.
I just feel like that, like, just to be high and, like, the way that hook goes is so simple, but it's just Michael Knight.
Right. And it just works. And I like when people do sound effects with their voice.
Yes.
But, man, I forgot what we were talking about before that.
Golden era of, like...
Oh, yeah. It's crazy because that was like the era of, like, the collective. And I feel like it's crazy because we won't really see that again.
Yeah.
You know, Brockhampton is breaking up and shit.
Then they had the AG Club, which was like the Bay Area Brockhampton. They tried to like, well, they're still relevant, but I feel like the hype of being like giant groups going viral, to epic sales is like not a thing anymore. It's like,
and I don't even think that during that time that was the thing that people were consciously like, you know, when Milky Wave was like. In the beginning, like we weren't just thinking like, oh, we're a crew. We're like doing the crew thing. It just was what it was at that time. But I don't think there's gonna be some shit like that again, because that was kind of just that was the zeitgeist, I guess.
Yeah.
At that moment, but now everybody's moving towards like everybody kind of like.
In your own lane.
Everybody want to be their own brand, their own personal brand.
Yeah.
You know, but that was a great time. It doesn't have to be that way, and there can still be bands and like groups. You know, I'm in a group with y'all know Alan Love.
Yeah,
Button.
Hell yeah.
But like that collective thing, like that. I don't know. That was a crazy time.
Yeah. It was definitely Yeah.
And it was an era of like really people trying to like just make it work. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people did, and a lot of people didn't,
but still, there was a lot of great things created. A lot of like really amazing, like, cause even like there's so many like influence like bubbles, right? Because like even though everything wasn't successful from that time period, everybody knows about everything.
Yeah.
You know, even the people that are like really successful were still influenced by some of the stuff that wasn't successful and stuff like that. So, and I think like that time period was just like really.
Yeah, because you had like it was like Odd Future, NRK, Milky Way. You had Awful Records. It was just so many different little groups just coming out the woodwork. Like, even Future Wave still doing their thing, like with a bunch of different artists, but it's not as like condensed.
Don't forget about Raider Clan.
I mean, yeah, Raider. Oh my God, Metro Zoo, all that type of stuff.
Metro Zoo,
like,
yeah.
You know, it was an era, it was a time period. And, but you're right, it's all kind of connected. It's like, oh, you know them, you probably know this.
Everybody knew each other.
Yeah.
Everybody knew each other.
Man, there's power in community, and I feel like we're moving away from like a sense of like from like the community being so important, like because everybody can make their own like TikTok page, everybody can like do their own shit,
right?
Yeah.
But like I feel like community is so powerful.
Like getting everybody in the same room doing something. Like I feel that.
Yeah.
It's definitely powerful. People gotta like let go of their egos though. Like the way that like the world operates now, or at least like being an artist, having a presence on like a social media platform, everything is like about you all the time.
Yes.
You know, and then it's like even if you want to start a group, well you gotta be ready to think about all these different things and control your image this way and this and that. And it's so many things to think about to start from scratch. You know, and so many things to be mindful of that you got to be aware of, that it's not just like, all right, let's link and make music together. You know, it's like, all right, that's cool, but now what do we do with the music? That's always the like 80% of the battle, if not more than 80%, is just like, all right, what do you do after you make the music? Like, that's not the fun part. That's not you know, it's like, all right, you can make music forever. It's such a great experience.
Right.
When you start
I know. I know.
And then it's a fucked up career path, because it's like, all right, well, my whole well-being is completely based on if you like me and my art. Did you check out my art? Do you like it? Share it. Make sure you tell your friends about it. Play it a lot every month.
Yeah,
right.
Because I need
Play it on mute and just
every
have it on
month.
repeat. Help me get these streams up
Do your thing.
so I can make a little bit of something.
Let's game the
Please.
system
Please.
together. Let's game the system together.
I just think the cheat code, or it's not even a cheat code, but it's just like, it's not okay, yeah, this person said it, and then you like, I don't know, I guess you have like a reference point on it before